with some abs, Pilates, core movements. Hey, what's up? I'm Preston. Let's get right into a warm-up. 30 minutes of nothing but core exercises today. We'll start cat and cow. Drop the stomach, look up for the cow. Exhale, round the back, push the mat away for the cat. Maybe shift your weight back towards your heels. Hope you're having a great day today. I'm outside, beautiful day. One more cow, look up. Arch the back, and then exhale around the back. Shift the weight back towards the heels. Let's do a few, or one or two high cobras here. Drop the stomach, exhale, squeeze the butt. Still in the warm-up phase. Come back to all fours. We'll do one more. And then we'll get right into our first exercise, which is a plank for 1 minute, 58 seconds. Pop up to those hands, nice straight arms, hands underneath the shoulders, engage the ab, squeeze the butt, tuck the tailbone under, maybe slightly retract your shoulder blades, looking down, neutral neck. We start and end each core routine with a plank, so we're doing this plank for 1 minute and 58 seconds. We'll end with a plank 1 minute and 59 seconds. Every time we add 1 second to our plank, you could also transition down to a forearm plank. Just make sure you bring your butt with you. I'm wearing some black shorts today, and that sun on the black shorts scorching hot, but that's okay. Squeeze those abs, butt in line with your shoulders. How tight can you make your core? Maybe transition to a side plank. Do whatever type of plank you want to do. Just as long as it's a plank, just as long as you have your core engaged, it doesn't matter. Maybe side plank, other side. We have about 30 more seconds left in this plank. Whatever type of plank you're doing, just make sure it's the best plank of your life. All of your muscles are engaged. Even your nose muscles, your ear muscles, definitely your core muscles. Squeeze those abs, 5 more seconds, and then we'll get into our first core exercise. Take a quick 10-second rest. What's first on the agenda? Let's see here. Knee drives, so we'll do these kind of like slow mountain climbers. Yeah, we'll do them like slow mountain climbers. So come back to that plank, step your feet back, drive the knees in nice and slowly. Later on in the routine, we'll do these more quickly, standard mountain climbers. So we're just driving the knees in. If you don't want to do the plank variation, you can be on your back, driving one knee in at a time, one leg nice and long. Still kind of warming up, so we're moving slowly. Maybe pulling the knee in or just using your abs to do all of the work during this knee drive exercise. So you're either on your back or doing those slow mountain climbers in that plank position. 5 more seconds. Nice work. Transition time. I don't know what's coming up next, or I would be transitioning myself. That's okay. All right, bird dog. So we'll come to all fours. Let me place this over here. Come to all fours. Engage your abs. Suck your navel to your spine. Lengthen the right leg back as you extend the left arm forward. So your leg is about hip height, hips nice and square. Left arm reaching nice and long. Then let's drive the elbow to the knee. Place it back down. Right arm, left leg this time. Level off those hips. Raise the leg up to hip height. Right arm nice and long, then drive that knee to elbow. Go at your own pace here. Try and add that knee to elbow action for some extra core work. Or you can just hold the bird dog with no knee drive, no knee to elbow drive. All right, great job. What's up next? All right, shoulder taps. I keep on wanting to go on my back, but every exercise is another plank variation. So we go back to that straight arm plank. Take a right hand, tap the left shoulder. Left hand, tap the right shoulder. How slow and controlled can you do the shoulder tap? How much can you not rotate your hips? Or another way to say that is, how much can you keep your hips level? So nice and level. You don't want this happening. You want this happening. No rotation out of the hips. You can increase your stability by widening your feet, maybe making them as wide as your hips, or to make it more challenging, bring your feet together and try and do those shoulder taps without rotating your hips. Or the neutral is kind of hip distance apart there. Transition time. Next exercise. Will it be on our back? Yes, it is. All right, so let's come on down to the mat. Bring this over here. Scissor crossovers. Lower back in the mat. Arms down by your side. Legs straight up glued together. Then we're going to separate them. Create a scissor motion. And as we do the scissor motion, we'll lower our legs to about 45 degrees, making sure our lower back is still glued to the mat, and then raising them back up as high as you want. 90 degrees should be the max though. So nice and slow on the way down, scissoring those legs in and out. And then when you reach 45 degrees, bring those legs back up, keeping the lower back on the mat the entire time. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Pressing your core into the mat. Nice work. I got a phone message here. All right, dead bug down on her back, legs to tabletop, arms straight up to the sky. We'll extend the right leg out to 45 degrees, left arm back, straight back by your ears, and then we'll switch. Opposite hand, opposite knee, leg back to tabletop. So the focus here is keeping your lower back glued to the mat, extending those opposite arms, opposite legs nice and long, engaging those muscles in the arms and legs. So if someone were to come over and try and push your leg down, push your arm down, they would fail because you're so strong in your motion, in your movement. Lower back into the mat, pelvis pressing down, core pressing down, and take that quick 10-second rest in between exercises. I'm going to stay down here, enjoy the nice breeze. I guess I'm not going to stay down here. Bear hold with the reach. So we'll come over. The bear hold starts off with a all fours position. You lift your knees a couple of inches off the mat. So we're in the bear position. Now we want to reach forward. Same idea. Keeping your hips as level as possible the entire time. Reaching as far forward as possible. And also slow movement, controlled movement. All three of those things combined with a tight core, nice straight line from your shoulders to your butt. So you don't want your butt above your shoulders. You want your butt pretty much in line with your shoulders or maybe slightly below. Feel a nice breeze coming through. Excellent. Nice work. I'm taking a quick child's pose in between the exercise. Why not? All right, leg rainbows. Come seated with your hands behind your hips. Legs over to one side, diagonal, hands behind your hips. You reach your legs up and over. Big rainbow. Side view here. So my legs are out to the diagonal. Reaching my legs up and over. My feet are never touching the mat. Option here to make this a little bit harder. You take your hands off the mat. You try and do the same movement. Knocking over your water bottle. Minimal wiggling at the hips. Legs are glued together. Let me center in the mat a little bit more. So either hands on the mat. Minimal movement, minimal rotation in the hips. The lower abs are pulling the legs up and over. And we're almost done with this one. And now we're done. Pick up my water bottle, grab a drink. All right, back to work. All right, butterfly crunches with X-ups. How we do this? Lie on down, legs butterfly. Let me move this cord. 2 small crunches, 1, 2. Body out to an X, 1 X up, 2 X ups. Back to the butterfly, 1, 2 butterfly crunches, small movement, then 1 X up, 2 X up. For the butterfly crunches, the soles of my feet are together, my knees are nice and wide. I'm doing small crunches out of the abs. For the X ups, nice big X. Reach opposite hand, opposite foot. So the butterfly crunches, the elbows are nice and wide. Exhale on the way up. I did 3 butterfly crunches there on accident. For the X ups, you can have your feet on the mat if you want as well. Nice work. Just gonna relax like this because it feels good. Outside, beautiful weather. All right, mountain climbers, flip on over. Get right into those mountain climbers. Kind of like the knee drives we were doing earlier, but now we're moving at a faster pace, driving the knees in. You could also drive opposite knee to opposite elbow if you want some oblique action in there. Or you could do these on your back. Hands behind the head, driving the knee in, maybe twisting side to side. We also might do this one later, so don't hate me if you're doing this twice. So you have a few options, mountain climbers, many different ways, either on your back or on your hands. I guess if you're on your back though, you're really not climbing a mountain, but you still kind of get the same working for the abs. Phone message, let me check it out. All right, all good there. Criss Cross. So like I said, don't hate me if you do this one twice. Criss Cross, legs to tabletop, hands gently behind the head, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Right leg extends long, right armpit to left knee, and then you switch, keeping your head, neck, and shoulders curled off the mat the entire time, trying to reach the armpit to the opposite knee, keeping your elbows very wide. Sunlight, shade, sunlight, shade. So I really want you to focus on the twist and the armpit reaching towards the knee. Nice work. Transition time. All right, what's it gonna be next? Who knows? All right, reverse crunch. So we will place our hands down by our side or underneath your butt. Hands down by your side, legs up to the sky, and little pulses, lifting the hips just a few inches off the mat, crunching up this way. So your legs, your hips don't really go that far off the mat. For more support, you can place your hands behind your butt or behind your sacrum. And try and control it on the way up and also on the way down. Pardon me if it sounds like I'm farting. It's because I am. Oh, I'm just joking. My back pressing into the mat is creating that farting noise. Who cares if I was though, right? There's nobody out here. All right, side push-up. This one is not easy. So we'll lay on our side, legs kind of bent, resting on our forearm. And from our forearm, we're going to push up into our hands, into a side plank, and then lower ourselves back down to our forearm, back down to the elbow. We'll do 2 more on this side, then we'll switch over to the other side. So we're slowly lowering ourselves down. Try and create that straight line from your armpit to your hip. Slowly back down. Let's transition, switch sides. So for me, I have my left elbow on the mat. I press in, do that side plank, and slowly back down. My elbow on the left is bruised, so this one's a little bit more difficult, more painful for me, so I didn't get that many in. Side push-ups for the triceps, for the side plank obliques. All right, lean back kicks. Here we go. We will start leaning back and then kicking out and then crunching our knees back in, kick out, lean back, kick out. So you really want to lean back as far as possible, then drive those knees in, exhale and inhale. Try and lean back a little bit more and then try and drive your knees in even further. "17 more seconds. You could also place your hands behind your waist, drive your knees in if you're having problems with the balance at first. Otherwise, try and lean back with no hands behind your back. Nice work, transition time. I apologize if you hear all the sirens in the background. Let me just straighten this out. We're doing a roll-up now. Lie on down, arms up to the sky, legs together. We're going to roll up as smoothly as possible, then reach over our legs, shoulders back and down. Slowly roll it down. As your arms lower, your head lowers, and then when your head touches the mat, arms come back up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Roll up, arms up, reach forward, slowly roll it back, arms lower, head touches the mat, arms reach up. I apologize if you hear all the sirens in the background. Joe Biden is in town for some UN function. So there's a lot of police, Secret Service all around, closing down the streets, blocking traffic, creating mass chaos. All right, tempo sit-up. So we're doing the same thing as a roll-up, but our feet are on the mat, far out in front of us, knees bent. We're going to sit up with our arms up, faster this time. So the roll-up was more focused on starting from a prone position, a lying position, to reaching over our legs with our legs together, glued together. This time, our feet are on the mat, our knees are hip distance apart, and we're keeping our arms up the entire time instead of rolling over our legs. On both of those, though, I want you to feel each vertebrae rolling down, touching the mat, and then as you come up, feeling each vertebrae leave the mat. The roll down is just as important as the roll up. The roll-ups are very hard for me. I'm getting better at them as time goes on. Transition time. Drink time for me. Pelvic lift time. Up now. All right. Palms down by your side. Feet closer to your butt. Knees hip distance apart. Feet hip distance apart. Push into your heels, squeeze your butt, peel your pelvis up, hold it up for a second, and then slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae until your hips touch the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, peel the pelvis up, feeling each vertebrae leave the mat, squeezing through your glutes. At the top, hold it for a second or two. Inhale, and then slowly lower it back down. Tuck your pelvis, squeeze and push. Hold it at the top. Excuse me. Remember, we're getting close to the end here. And remember, we do a plank at the end, 1 minute, 59 seconds. Should be coming up relatively soon. All right, let's start with the teaser preparation. So we'll start with our knees into our chest. We'll extend our arms and legs out long. We'll roll up, sit up, drive our knees into our chest, or maybe keep your legs out long. Glue your legs together wherever they are. Reach your arms down by your side, and then slowly roll it down as you sweep your arms around, knees into the chest, starting back at position number 1. Number 2, roll up, reach up, hold the balance, reach your legs and arms as long as you can, maybe lean back a little bit more, and then slowly lower down, knees into the chest, hands grab the knees, maybe more fluid movement on the way up this time. Slowly lower down, grab the knees, and that's enough of that. All right, excuse me while I grab some water. All right, we're doing X-ups to tucks. So on the previous exercises, we did both of these, but now we'll put them together. So we'll do 1 X-up each foot, right foot, left hand, left foot, right hand, and then we sit up, tuck everything in, and then back down to the X. Sit up, tuck it in, either hold your knees or no knees. You could also keep all of your limbs hovering off the mat as you do the X-up. Much harder, much more challenging to keep everything in balance. And you do that tuck, either hold the knees or no knees. Go at your own pace. Tuck it in, hold it, back down. Nice work. 10-second transition period. All right, neck pull. My least favorite Pilates exercise. I always say that. All right, so we'll start Sitting up nice and tall, legs about as wide as your hips. First, we'll reach forward, belly button back. Then we'll sit up nice and tall, hands behind the neck or the head, keeping a straight back. You recline back as far as you can go before you fall over, and then you can round the back, roll it down. Option here to have your hands behind your head or out up. So we sit up, pull the neck forward, and then sit up nice and tall once again. Slowly lean it back, flat back, looking up towards the sky or out at a diagonal. All right, nice job. Hopefully you got a couple of neck pulls in there. We'll transition to the next exercise. What can it be? Flutter kicks. Flutter kicks. Similar to the scissor kicks we did earlier. So we'll start with our legs out to 45 degrees, hands down by your side, and you just do small flutter kicks up and down. So before we were doing scissor kicks side to side or in and out. Now we're doing flutter kicks up and down. Small range of motion. You could also add the movement here, raising your legs up nice and slowly, and then lowering your legs down as you do the flutter kick, keeping that low back into the mat. Once the legs are out to 45 degrees, raise them back up nice and slowly, keeping the flutter kicks going, and then lowering them down. 45 degrees, lower back stays glued to the mat the entire time. If you feel your back coming off the mat, maybe do not lower your legs that far, or maybe try and stretch them out further, engaging the abs more. I felt like I just talked the entire time during that exercise. All right, last exercise, plank for 1 minute and 59 seconds. Get right into it. I'm late to the party. I apologize. This mic situation is a bit cumbersome at times. But anyways, I'm in the plank now. 1 minute and 59 seconds. That means next week when we do this, we'll be up to 2 minutes. I see my friend Mr. B flying around me. I'm doing the straight arm plank. Tuck my pelvis in, squeeze my abs, push the mat away, retract my shoulder blades slightly. Toes curled under. 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Only 73 seconds. We could do this. Maybe you lower down to a forearm plank. Do the same motion though. Tuck your pelvis under. Squeeze your abs. Slightly retract your shoulder blades. Maybe put your feet together. Maybe squeeze your heels together with your toes apart. Pizza slice Pilates plank. Triple P. Or keep your feet hip distance apart. About 40 more seconds or so. Nice solid breaths. Nice big breaths. In and out. "15 more seconds. We do a quick cool down, and then we are out of here. Last 10. After this, we'll sit back in a child's pose. 3, 2, 1. Cool down. Knees wider than your hips. Shift your weight back to a child's pose. Reach your arms nice and wide out in front of you. Great work today on this 30-minute ab and core series. Come to all fours. We'll do a few cat and cows. So we'll round the back, push the mat away for the cat, and come back to all fours. Arch the back, look up for the cow. One more of each. Come back to all fours. Have a nice seat. Take a big, Deep breath in and exhale. Great job today. That was 30 minutes of abs and core work. A lot of Pilates movements thrown in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and we are live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you again soon. Have a great rest of